Hi, this is Kenneth Kwan here with Dr. Bob Nelson. Yeah, he has written like many books on leadership, staff engagement, and motivating people. So Bob, I'm just curious. If you were to speak to like many leaders, what's the message that you constantly have in your mind to help them lead better?
Well, managing is a people job, so a lot of managers don't put it on top of the list of things they do. They get caught up in the mechanics of what they're hired for and the operations and the business, and people get the dregs of what's left over when the work's done, which often ends up being nothing. So they know the right things to do often, to treat people right, to thank them when they do a good job, to involve them in decisions that affect them, to ask them for their ideas and opinions, and if they make a mistake, to focus on the learning more than the mistake. Those are the givens. None of them cost any money.
Correct.
Every leader needs to do that. A lot of leaders don't make time for that. And if you manage people today, you're in charge of the motivational environment, and you have to create that on a daily basis.
Okay.
And so it starts with those behaviors that don't cost anything, that you can work into your day in simple ways. You can thank someone in the hallway. You can at the start of a staff meeting. You can read a letter from a customer. There's thousands of ways. In fact, one of the books I wrote was 1,501 ways to reward employees, which are all real examples. About a third of the examples in the book don't cost a dime.
Okay. And how do you help leaders to be mindful of such behaviors?
Well, that's the $64,000 question. It's like, because most people say, "Oh yeah, I've heard that. I know it's important," but then they don't do it. So I focus on, I know you can do it, and sometimes because it's simple, we think we're already doing it. 80% of managers think they're already really good at, for example, being positive and thanking employees. But if you ask the employees, only 12% actually feel that they get recognition when it was deserved. And actually 3 times as many feel that the recognition they get is not meaningful. They get a Years of Service award, or they get the Employee of the Month because it was their turn. And so the things that we think are motivating often today aren't even on the radar. So you have to find out what's really important to people. Give them those things in response to a good job that they've done. So it's an exchange. It starts with knowing your people and knowing and asking them what they value, and then thoughtfully giving them those things when they finish the project, when they bring in a new account, when they help a coworker, being quick to act on that. And the faster you are to act on it, the more you reinforce the behavior, and the more you get more of that behavior from that person and from everyone else that heard about it or saw you do it, because you're sending the message that this is what gets noticed around here.
Okay, so if I would just summarize, a lot of it is being intentional, and at the same time finding moments that to just basically say what is meaningful as well.
I find and I did my doctoral work on this. Why don't managers use more recognition? I found that for the ones that do, here's what's going on. They've internalized the importance of the topic, where they feel it's their job, not HR's job, not the CEO, not headquarters, but they're in charge of the motivational environment for their people. And they actually believe that. It's not lip service, where they actively look for examples of when someone has done a good job and then act on that example when they see it. They don't wait to the end of the month, end of the quarter, or heaven forbid, end of the year. That's ancient history in any fast-moving organization. You got
performance appraisal.
Exactly. You have to capture the moment in the moment.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that, if you do that, you will get. This is the most proven principle of management and performance. You get what you notice, you get what you reward, you get what you inspect, you get what you incentivize, which is a fancy way of saying, here's what I'll give you at the back end. I'll tell you in the front end what you get at the back end if you do this. And you could take, with that mechanics, you can drive any type of performance of any level, whether you're a coach, whether it's sales numbers, whether it's referrals, whether it's any behavior you want, whether it's core values of your company, whether it's strategic objectives. It's the most proven principle of management. It's done very infrequently.
Okay, wow, thank you very much. And
thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Bob Nelson. Yeah, and thank you very much, Bob.
My pleasure.
Yeah.